Good morning, everyone. So, my website is coded in VueJS and is currently hosted at Firebase. For the database, I am using NoSQL through the real-time database service of Firebase. Also, for authentication, as of now, we have two working sign-in methods, the email and password, and I have used the Google API for you to be able to sign in using your Google account. And since we have authentication, I have added database security. I have published here some rules, and that is to enable access only to those authenticated users using the UID, and then those accounts that is authenticated can only access their own data, and my database is NoSQL again, and I am using Pinia for the data store management for persistence. So without further ado, this is my index page. We have two Q tabs here, which are the login and the register. So you can access the web application using a valid email address, and I have coded validation using regex for the email, and then the password should be at least 6 characters. So let me log in my test account. So this is the dashboard, and here the users can add, edit, delete deliveries. My client are actually the truck drivers of a company. So we have two navigation bars, and that is the delivery and the settings page. On the settings page, I am allowing them to toggle through 12-hour time format and the military time, so that, for example, we have here 1 p.m. if you toggle the 12-hour format, and it will be military time if you turn that off. And we also have show deliveries in one list, wherein if you turn it on, everything will be displayed using one queue list without the headers. Again, this is possible with the VueJS VF directives, and then they could mark their deliveries as done. Okay, so let me just put back our headers and the 12-hour time format. So again, we have the deliveries here, and I actually have a sort function and search. For example, let's search new customer. The list is responsive, like Jessica. There. We can also show if there is no result during the search. And we have here sort by name. So if we sort by name, each list is sorted by name. There. And also if we sort by location, so as you can see, ASU is the second on the list. If we sort by location, everything is sorted by the addresses of the customers. We also have sort by date. So for example, if we change this November 19 to December 25, Merry Christmas. So it will appear at the end of the list. Again, this application is using Quasar, and Quasar is actually a cross-platform framework wherein it enables you to have one code base, and you will be able to deploy this web application into a website or a mobile app or a Android app or an iOS app or Mac app or a Windows app. So I have actually prepared some of the settings for mobile since I'm going to deploy this in Android. For example, if they switch or if the user is accessing his or her account on his mobile device, so automatically our navigation bar disappears and we are going to see footer, which will serve as our navigation if we are using the mobile Android app. So the same thing, we have our settings and our deliveries page. So let's go back to our website and let's test the add edit the CRUD capability of the application. So for now, let's add Sir June Gabs, address Iloilo City, and their products are Sun and Gravel materials. So, so let's put here like mix sand. And the expected date is actually not required. You can just put a date without the time and save it. So you can see the new delivery is already added. And to show you that our sort is also working because of the Pinia mutations. And Pinia actually is a very useful store manager. So you can it has its own getters and setters, so it's very easy to manage your data from the database. So after you access it from the database, you use the Pinia mutations on your store.js to set up the the front end through your VueJS codes. So here you can see that the Sir June Gubs is already added as one of the node on our test user. The CRUD update part of our web application is also working. So if we edit something, for example, this Iloilo City to Bangaklan, it will be saved real time to our database. This is because if the application is already deployed as Android, even if the truck driver is using the browser on their device or the mobile app, everything that they edit will be automatically reflected on both devices. So we also have CRUD create, retrieve, update, delete capability. So here we can actually delete this customer and the delivery for that will be cancelled. I have created this functionality so that our JSON won't grow as large if there are cancelled deliveries. We do not need to save that. So again, if we take everything of the deliveries as completed, we can also see a no more deliveries for today, and then we can add on this queue button here, which is actually just reusing the module on my components inside my components shared models. There I have created this simple model for adding and editing deliveries. So there we have created another delivery, and to show you that everything is still working, we can I also have some settings there for help but it's not yet working. So there is our homepage again, and if we log out, we can actually register a new account. And since I also have a Google sign in, later we can test that. So earlier that was test at test. We can just create another user, which will be test2 at test.com, and validation for the password is just 6 characters. So there, if we register a new account, it has no deliveries yet, but it is already saved on our users, and that's the node for him. So as of now, it is not yet on our database because it did not add any task yet. So if we add a delivery, let's say test to customer, test to address, products, mixed sand, and save. So this user already has his data, and to show you that the specific user can only access their own data, you can actually just copy paste this URL and put JSON at the end. Wait, yep. So .json. If the user is not accessing through the app, it will say access or not, permission denied. So again, let's also make use of the Google sign in. I'm already signed in, so let me just log out and use the Google sign in again. So the API will have two options. You can redirect or sign in through a pop-up. So here you can sign in using your Gmail account or Google account, and the API will take care of the authentication. So if you entered your wrong password for your Google account, you won't be able to access the web application, or you won't be able to register. So here my Google account only has one delivery. So if you sign in again, you actually see my loading page because my internet is a bit slow. So that's the one delivery of my Google account. And then if we go back to our test account and take some delivery as completed, and we log out again, we could see that everything is saved. And that's all. Thank you.